Once again, another episode of That's Effin' Weird. We will be covering Montana. The reason why we're doing Montana today is because we had a huge spike in Montana for listeners. I want to say 18% of all the listeners this month came from Montana. So, Montana, really appreciate it. This episode is geared towards you.
And I want to say it's not even that bad. I mean, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh, he's gone rogue. Oh, this is it now.
Oh, it gets worse. It gets worse.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh my God. Oh wow. Oh yeah, we're doing this now.
He essentially just said, fuck you to everybody.
Absolutely. Oh my God. I don't think he touched the brakes once.
Mm-mm.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, no, I'm curious. Like, what? Okay, so, gosh, that video was so long. I'm trying to remember what was the initial infraction.
Okay, so we'll break it. We'll break it down. So he was on the highway, and there was traffic. Which, okay, got it. He was probably having some what
Road
like
rage?
just road rage. Thank you. Like just backed up traffic, just pissed off, wants to get home. And then he just took matters into his own hands and then just started like using the fucking sidewalk or the side parts to the highway and the grass to just go around everybody. So I think that was the initial part of it.
So literally the worst charge he's gonna get is reckless driving.
Fleeing an officer.
Oh, he did do that.
Oh.
Yes, he did. He did failure to yield.
Yep.
Okay, to an officer. Yeah, he did do that. So
Reckless endangerment probably because when he hit the parade area, there was like, I don't know, 6 or 7 people that he could have ran over, both times going into the parade and then out of the parade.
I'm trying to count the charges he would have caught because like he got away apparently.
And apparently in the comment, I'll have to go back and maybe not watch the 7 minutes, but at least the first 10 seconds. Someone said, it sounds like whatever woman he's on the phone with at the beginning is just as much as a POS. So I think he was on the phone at the very start.
So we'll start with some cow mutilations, some good old cow mutilations. So Montana has had several reportings of mysterious cow killings over the years, from 1970s to the early Ozies. Dozens of cows in the Dupire area were killed and mutilated. There was even an article about the mysterious mystery published in New York Times in 2001.
Still feel like possibly these cattle have died of natural causes, and then mutilation is from carrion birds.
Oh.
Because they're always going to attack the soft tissue
Tissues.
first. They're going to attack balls. They're going to attack nose. They're going to attack cartilage. They're going to attack genitals. It sounds terrible. They're going to attack the asshole because they're going to be able to pull out. That's what carrion birds attack first. So sometimes when we see quote unquote cattle mutilations and it looks like it's surgically done, it's actually not surgically done. It's kind of surgically done, but it's done by birds, by raptors, by vultures, eagles, crows, ravens. All of the carrion birds come in and pick apart big animals and leave, and pretty much leave no residue behind, honestly. So,
But then I know that bird is the most, realistic answer, but you'd think that someone at some point would have seen one of those birds in action, right? Like there's no way that they would just disappear as we're discovering those cows.
One last thing about this, there are vultures in Montana. So This is coming from birdwatchinghq.com. Lucky for you, no matter where you live in Montana, you should be able to find vultures nearby. These birds are not considered attractive or pretty to most people. Regardless, vultures are incredibly important to the environment because they eat dead animals that most predators can't stomach. Eliminating the rotting meat helps stop spread of tuberculosis, rabies, and more. So there are vultures within Montana. I don't know a whole lot about Montana. I've never been there, but there are vultures there, and they do eat kind of what it says, like what most animals can't stomach.
No, I was thinking maybe some weird teens with hooves for shoes, but no, that doesn't sound right anymore.
I will say, and definitely in South America and stuff like that, I'm not discounting the possibility of there being something like a chupacabra, but
Okay, all right.
definitely in aliens also. But with the cattle mutilations, there is definitely more, like there's more reasonable stuff that's creepier. I think people should look into it. Don't immediately go to aliens. If you want some creepy freaking stuff to look at, look up how carrion birds eat dead carcasses.
This one is very short and brief, and it's gonna probably there has to, you guys are gonna have to come up with a theory for this one, because I mean it's so short that like, and right here the police are still baffled. That's the very last thing. So in June of 2012, 2 hikers discovered a bag with a pair of severed legs on a dirt trail a few miles up Molten Reservoir Road. The rest of the body was never discovered, and the DNA match has not been found. Police are still baffled.
Obviously, the rest of the body is cut up somewhere.
Yes, yeah.
That's reasonable to assume.
So arms, torso, head. I mean, I just can't believe that they didn't have any kind of. If it's 2012 and they had no idea to identify who the person is, like, I would think they would at least know, like, there's a missing person or something to connect it to. So.
But correct me if I'm wrong. Toes also have like a distinct print on them, like the tips of your toes, right? Or is that only your fingertips?
Should be, I would think, but nobody takes those, I guess. So
and that's what I'm kind of curious about, is like, could you not take?
I don't think you get that. I mean, you get that at birth, right? Like they do the footprint.
Yeah.
But you don't really get that after that. So
I mean, true. People aren't like going into like robbing banks with their feet and like, all right, we need the footprint.
That's what I'm saying. Is like, but I mean, it might change. I mean, it might.
It surprises me that there's so little information, because surely you should be able to guesstimate what the person might be. Is it a child? Are we talking women legs? Maybe we can determine some sort of race. Surely there's something to go off of.
We'll get to something maybe less, serial killer-esque for the Montana stuff. In 1967, 2 different grizzly bears mauled 2 different women to death on the same night. I said we're going to get away from serial killers. I didn't say anything about animals. The park hadn't had any record of incidents of grizzly deaths since 1910. Michelle Coons and Jillian Helgeson were both 19-year-old seasonal park employees.
Every listener who's listening to this right now, don't fuck with bears.
Especially if you're in Montana. Come on, guys.
No, yeah, brown bears especially. Grizzly, no. That is the scariest creature in North America.
They're huge. They're huge too. Like, if you've never seen one stand up on its hind legs, I think a perfect. If you've never seen Revenant, I think it's Revenant with Leonardo DiCaprio. That's when he got his Oscar. I froze. Okay, that time I froze.
And now he actually, he freezes up.
Yep, I froze. I'm back.
You're back. I thought it was on
Yeah.
my hand again. God.
Yeah, Leo finally got his Oscar
Yep.
on The Revenant. Yeah.
This is of Boozman High School, where a bear entered the school through an open door garage in the back of the building in the morning before school started. Luckily, there
Aw.
was no interactions with the humans, and the bear escaped unharmed and uncaptured. So another bear story.
Mhm.
I can't imagine. So okay, do you think the principal got in trouble or someone got in trouble for this incident? I would like.
Oh no.
I don't think anyone would, but I
Uh-huh.
think I like as a parent, I think I'd be pretty upset with like, okay, why is a door open? You know, but then again, you live in Montana. That'd be like someone getting mad in Florida, being like, why was there a hurricane and it hit the school? It's like, you know the risks
You were
of living
about
in
to
this
say,
area.
why is there a crocodile in the high school?
I don't know if you guys saw the news here recently about the lady that got drug into the swamp or
Oh,
drug into the
no.
pond and killed by the alligator.
No.
Oh.
Oh yeah, she was literally there getting her hair done. And
Wait, how
yeah,
did that happen?
there was a pond out back. She was getting her hair done, and there's a big alligator. It's like a 10-foot alligator. And she said, I want to go down to the pond and look at it.
Oh.
And she went down to the pond, and the people who were like the person who was doing her hair and the other people were like, stop. Don't take a picture of it. Don't do that. It just drug a deer last week into that pond and killed it. And she's like, it's fine.
That kind of reminds me of like something that's going on right now just with like technology and social media, is that people that like tourists that go into like the nature, like take pictures of animals and just like do not realize, like, stop doing that. Like, this is a wild animal, it will kill you. Don't get close to it. And like, I think Yellowstone National Park was having a huge issue with tourists lately with buffalo. Like, they're getting they're so mean.
Just
Don't mess with bears. That's a good one. But also, I was gonna ask, did she end up paying for her hairdo? Or was she just in the middle with foil in her hair or something like that?
yeah. Look up the story. I think she did.
Okay,
She-
okay.
These are a couple of those like kind of fun 1-sentence, 2-sentence things about Montana. Someone passed a law banning sheep in the cab of your truck without a chaperone. How do you think that became a law?
It's almost like don't leave your dog in your car with the like during summer.
Yeah. But I feel
think-
like there was an opportunity to be more vague or general. Why sheep? So we're okay with just, I don't know, like a cow or bird?
It might be actually and I'm just going out on a whim here. It might be trying to prevent people from carrying more cattle with sheep than you can carry.
Oh.
So if you have like a full trailer and you're actually carrying some in your cab just to like move sheep, like it might just be a way to kind of circumvent that, where they're saying you can't carry, in your cab without a chaperone.
All right, another weird law in Montana is there's a law that prevents unmarried women from fishing alone. Do you think that one's enforced though? Or do you think it's just like one of those silly laws where it's like, oh yeah, at some point in our time, a woman had to be with a man?
That's one of those like in Tennessee where he's like, you can't be walking a mule on the courthouse on Sunday.
Lily, I mean, since you're the only female that we have on right now, how do you feel about this law?
I don't know. I've gone fishing a few times, and I wouldn't say that I was very successful, so I wouldn't really see the point in banning me from fishing, married or not. So that's just very interesting. I really want to know the story behind that.
I think obviously. It's got to be something that, like, just in their past, like you were saying, Clark, it's just like one of those silly laws where someone was like, nah, can't do this. But I doubt that it is enforced. I think it's illegal to honk your horn in New York. And imagine how many tickets they'd be handing out. We actually have a cryptid that we're going to go over right now. It's forgive me on the pronunciation of it. I will try my best, but it's Shunka Warakin. I believe I'm saying that right. I could be butchering it. I will spell it out. SHUNKAWARAK-IN.
And that's like I said, that's Lakota. That's not Cherokee. So that's my best. But Chankawarakan.
All
That's
right.
basically how it would be. So
Thank you, Clark.
Ooh, thanks.
A little bit about this animal or this cryptid is the beast has it says right here the beast has a difficult to pronounce as it is to find. It's fitting that this creature's name should be a mouthful because according to Native American legend, the cryptid would sneak into tribal camps and gobble up dogs. The meaning of this is carries off dogs. The monster is described as a wolf with high shoulders and a back that slopes downwards like a hyena's. What is truly remarkable about the cryptid, however, is unlike the skunk ape of Florida or Texas's chupacabra, this monster has been shot, stuffed, and put on display.
Can't really tell how big it is from the picture.
yeah, it's very small to be a wolf.
Yeah.
From what it looks like, because it looks like a coyote, honestly.
It has such little dainty little paws.
It looks very coyote-esque.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe they didn't have a word for coyote because, like I said, west of the Mississippi, like wolves got pushed.
Oh, thank you.
So to west of Mississippi, and coyotes kind of dominated east of the Mississippi because of that. So I don't know. Maybe I think it's a west of the Mississippi coyote, and maybe they just didn't have a word for it. So taker of dogs, which is definitely what they do.
Yep.
So I don't know if you know this about coyotes. They will literally lure smaller breed dogs out into the tree line and then kill them.
Mm-hmm. In 1896, Israel Hutchins in Madison County encountered an unusual wolf-like creature, which he dubbed like Ringdicus. Hutchinson's son, Elliot, described the night his father killed the beast, remembering its horrible screams and its ferocity to the end. A simple rifle bullet ended it's Shunka Warakin's life. Hutchins Sr., so the guy who shot it, like any proud monster slayer, sent the remains to a local taxidermist. The trophy was put on display just across the Idaho border, where it remained for nearly a century. In the 1980s, the remains went missing, but were eventually tracked down and returned to Montana by Hutchinson's grandson.
I was thinking,
Yeah.
it looks a little odd, but maybe it's because the person that was in charge of preserving this animal just, maybe they didn't have a great experience, or maybe the materials or products that they used at that time were not as good as they are today. So I was thinking maybe the fact that it looks a little bit weird is because, technology was what it was.
I think the really cool thing about this story, though, is that it was a cryptid and there's actual evidence of this cryptid, like unlike the Bigfoot where there's just like, footprints, little hair samples, like grainy video pixely things of it. You actually have like a physical thing that you can look and see and everything. So I really like this cryptid that we have right here.
Stories make it great, and that's all. That's a reason I just brought up like the Man-Eaters of Savo and stuff like that. Like you watch that movie and stuff like that, but you can go see those animals. Like that's a real story. They killed like 30 people. I mean, those were vicious, vicious lions. So
September of 2013, an 81-year-old man was walking down I-90 when he was hit and killed by a semi-truck driver. Unfortunately, the truck driver fled the scene, and the man's body was hit several more times, leaving no identifiable remains. Apparently, one of those drivers who hit the remains washed the evidence off of their car in a Livingston car wash. So in a car wash. A local veteran later discovered part of the man's face when she was washing her car there.
this guy had to be outside of a major city, right? Like, had to be outside of like Billings or Helena or like somewhere big. Like, he couldn't have just been in the middle of nowhere.
Was he just drop off after, I don't know, an argument in the car?
It could be. Who
That's
knows?
rough.
And then get hit by. Why is he? Yeah.
Oh
Why is
my
he
g-
here in the middle of the road and getting hit by?
Again, it doesn't say why they were like just walking down the interstate, but there's a lot of accidents that happen on the interstate, and obviously this person got hit. But
I don't remember if you said at the beginning of the story, were they
Yep.
an older gentleman? Is that what you said?
81.
Yeah. Could it be dementia at this age?
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah.
Those of us at That's Effing Weird do not condone the
Uh-uh.
do not condone murder or any ability to cover up murder. But
Huh.
this is the second time in our conversation tonight that we're going to cover up murder. If you have a passenger, kill them. They're going to tell on you. They're going to tell on you. Don't leave witnesses.
All right. Well, you as the audience member, thanks for tuning in. We got plenty more coming. We're wrapping up Spooky Month. We'll have a couple more things coming out. But you know what? If you have any thoughts or anything that you want to say to us, we do have a phone number. We haven't been promoting it a whole lot, but I just want to throw it out there again. It's 615-307-1037. You go ahead and give that number a call. Leave us some feedback, some comments. Just say hi, whatever. If you like the Montana, I mean, you hit it hard this month. If we're right or if we're totally off, just let us know. And then we also have a merchandise store too, where you can find awesome, cool, effing weird material. And just remember, Clark, you were gonna say something. What were you?
Just come visit. I can be there.
Yeah.
Montana, if you want me to be there. I can
Oh,
visit. Be
our
there.
first meet and greet.
Yes.
I'll do it.
Just remember, we don't want stuff that's normal. We want stuff that's effing weird.